Alright, good morning everybody. It is Thursday, April 9th, 2026. We are in the truck here in the yard, starting our video out like we always do. We already did our pre-trip inspection. We already got our paperwork started. All we have to do is finish talking to you guys and then roll. Tentatively, we have Red Bar to Fogelsville, Tamaqua to Hazelton, and then a van shuttle to finish the day off. So a nice little bit of variety. 2 wells, 2 customers, 2 different trailers, and a little bit of different routes, and so that should make for an interesting day. It's a lot better than doing 4 to the same location or 6 to the same location, depending on where we're running. So that being said, we're just about ready to roll, and we will talk to you along the way as we always do. One more thing, temperatures are warming up, going to be about 60, 62 today, at least down this way. Up Hazelton may be a different story, but a lot better than the last 2 days when we barely made it to 50. So temperatures are starting to warm up after a brief little cold snap that we had. So, all right, we'll talk to you later on. Here we are. Let's see what we got in here. I know one guy's already finished up, the guy that drives the red Mack. He's already finished up for the day, so he won't be in here. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know where they're at in their day, so we could have somebody in here, we might not. Let's see what we got. Nobody here. Nobody here. Now it's just a matter of getting set up so that we can load. Let's see if we set it up right or if we're gonna mess up and have to pull forward. Oh, we probably set it up pretty good. Just be able to pretty much push it back. The only thing, like I said, that makes me nervous here is getting close to that wall without bumping it and knocking it over. And since the sun isn't out, I don't have the shadow effect that kind of helps me. This first load of the day, the sun is hitting the trailer just right. It almost shows me where I'm at in relationship to that wall by the shadow on the ground. And I don't have that for a reference today, so I'm going to have to do the guessing game. I wish they'd take those walls down and just put a curb back there. Then the worst thing that would happen is we'd bump the curb and rip off a mud flap instead of knocking over an entire concrete wall. But let's see what we got there. Chances are I might have to push it back. I've done it before, but we will see. All right, so we did come up a little bit short. When I came back and looked at it, I was about a foot out too far, so I had to push it back a foot until I could get the hose to reach the truck. But I'd rather err on the side of caution because that wall is a little on the thin side, so if you whap it and you hit it good enough, you could knock it over, and nobody wants to be that guy, and I certainly don't want to be that guy, so I'd rather walk back to the truck and push it back another foot if need be than to come back too far, hit it, and knock it over. So. But anyway, we are loading up, and it is chilly out. It's only 38 on the truck thermometer, and without any sunshine at the moment, it didn't feel that 38. There's no warming effect right now, so hopefully these clouds push through and push out, and the sun comes out for the rest of the day, or it's not going to get as warm as they said it would. But anyway, once we're done here, we'll roll and talk to you on the way down, as we always do. All right. So away we go. One of our guys pulled in just as I was finishing up, so didn't hold him up much at all. We can only pump 1 truck at a time, even though we can hook 2 up. So he came in, but we were just finishing up, so no wait time for him, which is good. I mean, things happen, and sometimes you get here and you gotta wait for somebody to finish unloading, but when it works out like that, it works out good for everybody. And I don't like to hold anybody up if I don't have to. So we're making our way down there, loaded and rolling. I forgot to use my famous catchphrase. What do we got? 9:30 on the dot. So we're heading on down there. I don't know what the plant's going to be like. Yesterday, first load went well. The second load I had to wait. Third load went well, and then the fourth one I had to wait again. It was kind of one at a time, so I don't know what it's going to be like today. But we only have one of them down there, so even if we do get held up a little bit, it won't be too much of a problem, too much of a delay. And here comes the sun for a brief moment, but at the moment it's mostly cloudy, at least to the south. To the north it looks like it's a little bit clearer and sunnier. So, but making our way down there, and then we gotta come down here to our favorite intersection and then make the climb up the blue. So we'll talk to you somewhere down there along the way. Well, it's not a solid overcast. It's just like some low-level scud cloud type of stuff. So I don't know what kind of day we're gonna have. Like I said, the weatherman had said it was gonna be mostly sunny, but right now it's partly sunny at best. Looking in my mirror, mostly cloudy behind me, and so I don't know if this stuff is gonna push through or burn off, or if we're gonna have it all day long or not. But it'd make for an interesting sky, if nothing else, because I think I mentioned in one of the opening segments how I brought the cameras out yesterday, but had the microphone inside my shirt, and then it was picking up shirt noise. It kept sounding like static every time the shirt would move or the microphone would move. And it sounded like static, and the audio was horrible. So you kind of scratched that video from yesterday and try it again this morning. So hopefully the audio is better this time, because I have the microphone's on a pendant. Somebody had asked me, and I had the microphone on a pendant. It works out really nice that way. But I cannot tuck it in my shirt, or the shirt will move over the microphone and make staticky sounds. But anyway, yesterday was just a wall-to-wall sunny day. This dashboard rattles. There was not a cloud in the sky yesterday, but today we've got these low-level clouds. But like I said, it might make for a little more interesting look to the videos. But anyway, we just turned on the 100 back there, so now we're heading southbound to Fogelsville, and we'll see what we got when we get to the plant. All right, so we're just about here. I have no idea what we're coming into. I didn't talk to anybody this morning, so I don't know if it's going to be one at a time or if we're going to be able to get right on and unload. Usually 50-50 chance it can go either way here. So trying to look past these trucks that are here. It doesn't look like anybody's on the pad at all. If that's the case, then we aren't going to have to wait. We'll be able to go in and do our computer work and start unloading right away. Now there's one on the pad that I see. And there's a dry bulk tanker, and they usually park in such a way, and they go and check in, but now they're holding up this free roll lane here. He's parked up there by that one tank that's unloading. And it sounds like he's getting impatient. I just heard him beep the horn because he can't get by him, and that means that I can't get in. So we got a little delay here at the gate. I'm not gonna say that the dry bulk guys are doing anything wrong. They think they're parking out of the way, but in reality, I guess in this, and usually they do. Usually they park in such a way that you can still get in here. But this guy's, I don't know what he was having a little trouble with, but now we're moving. Maybe he got that guy to pull up. Yeah, he got that guy to pull up a little bit. Now let's see, where is this guy gonna go? We may have to wait until I can figure out what dock he's going into. I can spin around, and now I'm gonna have to wait here. Because that's where I planned on spinning around. Now this guy's gonna, no, it's AmeriGas. Little straight jobber, he can sneak by me on the right. But he didn't really help his cause out any because he's gotta wait too. You can't see him, I'm looking at the camera, and he's not in the frame. If I move a little bit here, then there he is. See, he's in a hurry. But I always come down here and turn around and then set up and back straight onto the pad. Now let's see if I can swing it here. Yep, not a problem. Not a problem. Now we just push her back. We do it slowly. Maybe we won't have to pull up because we'll line up right where we need to be. Except this guy coming in pushing on my front end, a little bit distracting. You catch him out of the corner of your eye and then it distracts you. Because everybody impatient nowadays. Alright, we're in. Alright, so it is one at a time, and the other driver left, and now this guy here over my shoulder, he's unloading, and then when he's done, I'll be able to unload mine. So it didn't improve from yesterday, but it doesn't bother me too much. I think I told you that in the past. It is what it is. It's still better than freight hauling. You can sit for 6, 8, 10 hours waiting to get unloaded. So if I have to sit here for an hour, hour and a half, it is what it is. I don't care. Most of the time I just look at it as time to talk to my fellow drivers and trade war stories and whatever else we BS about. So it doesn't bother me a bit, but we gotta wait. And then once he's done, then I'll be able to unload. All right, so we're empty, heading on out. Took us a little while. We were here about an hour, so not bad really. Like I said, you get to talk to your fellow drivers a little bit when you have to wait like that, so I never mind it. If it's raining out, then it's a little miserable because then you can't stand outside and BS and just sitting in your truck. It gets a little boring, but you know. But days like today, it's starting to warm up, and while we're waiting, we're out there shooting the bull, as it were. And I don't know, I just don't mind it. You know, there's nothing you can do about it, so why get wound up? You know, it just is what it is. Go with the flow. I'm high-strung enough as it is, but something like that just doesn't really bother me all that much. Now, let's see. We got a bit of traffic here right now. We got Dewey Pile making a left from my right. We got... he did have his left turn signal on. Now he put his right turn signal on. Guy from my left. Now, sometimes traffic will wind me up when people do dumb things or unsafe things, but having to sit and wait at the plant, that's operational, and there's not much you're going to do about it except deal with it. So, but anyway, we are free and we are rolling, and you know how we get out of this industrial park usually. Left, wind around, get out to 100, right, and northbound and down. So, this camera's picking it up. You can see that down here, spring is starting to spring. These trees have red flowers on them, and that one ahead of us, I don't know what it is, but it has white flowers on it, and some trees actually are beyond flower and starting to leaf out. So spring is starting to make its appearance here. You'll see when we go up this other road, some of the maples are even starting to green up down here. See these trees here all have their white flowers on them. The grass is growing. Some of these businesses have already had their grass cut. Lawn services are out starting to cut grass. So down here, spring is springing. You'll see when we get up to Hazleton. Where's this guy going? I don't think he knows where he's going. When we get up to Hazleton, some of the grass might be starting to green up, but as far as trees go, not much is going to be happening with them. It's going to be mostly winter bare, and I don't think this guy's from the area. He's trying to figure out where he needs to go. I guess here, hopefully. He's even got a seal on that van door. I've never seen that before. He got a Sprinter van, but he's got a freight seal on the door handle of that van. Interesting. But yeah, up here, if you look to the trees on the left especially, you can see that those are the maple trees, and they're starting to get their flowers and stuff. So probably in a week or two, they'll be leafed out, and it's going to start looking like summer down here. What's the temperature? It says it's 46. Sitting down there at the plant with the sun hitting off that wall, it felt a lot warmer than 46. But today is supposed to be warmer than yesterday, like I told you guys. Yesterday it was right around 50. Tuesday was only like 42. Tuesday was really cold. It felt more like a winter day than a spring day. But we're going to get into a warm pattern here next week. I guess we're going to be pushing 80 at least part of the week, looking at the future forecasts. It's going to really warm up next week. It's going to push spring down here hard, which is a good thing. The faster we can green up, the happier I'll be. Not to say we might not see a snow. I mean, it has snowed in April here, and I thought she was just going to keep on going. Yeah, it has snowed in up to middle April, so I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's not likely, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities to see some form of snow, whether it's flurries or squalls or something like that. But by and large, we're going to be mostly warm from here on out, or warmish. Now, let's see if we can make this. I think we can make a right turn on red here. I know we legally can make a right turn on red. Nothing's coming, so we can do it. All right. Now all we got to do is go up to the Tamaqua well and load that one up, take her up to Hazleton, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're up here in the township, getting ready soon to make our turn to go back to the well. See if we need to make anybody back up, or if we can make a clean turn down here. Just depends on if anybody's waiting at that light and how far they're up waiting for it. Usually they're going to be right up here by the road because there's no stop line to indicate where you're supposed to stop. So they're going to stop up close to the road so that they can make a right turn on red if nobody's coming. And at the moment, nobody is there. We get to make a nice clean turn. And there we go. Alright, I wonder who that is sitting there. Probably somebody hiking. There used to be a railroad overpass here. There used to be a line that ran up along 309, Lehigh and New England. Ran from Tamaqua down there to Snyder's, and then would hook a left and went all the way over to the Lehigh Gap there by Palmerton, cross over on a high bridge there, and then run the rest of the way back over toward the cement belt area, Bath and Penargil and all that stuff. So, but that became a biking and walking trail. So it was one of those rails to trails type of deals, but they took the trestle out. I don't even know if it would have been high enough. Looking at where the rail bed was, that probably would have only been about 11 or 12 foot high trestle, and we probably wouldn't even be able to come up this road if the rail line was still in existence. So, but we're almost here. We'll talk to you once we start loading. All right, so we're here loading up the second load that we're going to take up to Hazleton. Got all our paperwork done and everything, so now we just got to wait for it to hit its mark, and then we can shut it down. The meter's working again finally, so that makes things a lot easier than having to babysit and watch the trailer for flow over. This time we can wait until it gets to the right amount and shut it off just before it flows over, and then we know we're full. So somebody had gotten it fixed. Somebody bumps, there's a black box on top of the pipe that reads the flow, and somebody must have bumped it and knocked the wire loose, and it takes a special touch to finagle it around and get that wire to reconnect, and so somebody was able to get it connected, so we got the meter working again. So but anyway, we got to go inside and watch for that. We're about halfway done right now, so once we're done and we get rolling, we'll show you something along the way. You know how we do. Go up Tamaqua, up the bumpy hill, and on 81 and so forth and so on. But we'll talk to you along the way. All right, so finished loading, and we're gonna get out of here. And big old farm piece of equipment just went coasting by here. I didn't have the camera turned on in time to catch him. And he's moving along pretty good. I bet she's doing every bit of 25, 30 mile an hour. So he ain't gonna hold us up none, but I wish I would have had the camera on just a few seconds sooner. You would have seen him go whizzing by. One of them high things, I don't know if it's a sprayer or what it is, but if you drove one of them little MG midgets or smart cars or something, you could probably drive right underneath them and pass them without going around them, which would be stupid, but the car would probably fit underneath it. That's how high the thing sits. So, but anyway, we are on the move. I'm not sure what I'm going to show you. I always show you Tamaqua every time I go up there, so I don't know if I'll turn it on in town or if I'll turn it on somewhere north of town or what I'm going to show you going up that way, but I'll try to show you something. All right, so we're here, and it looks like I can back under the pad the way I like to back on the pad. Nobody's parked over there to the left, so I'll be able to swing her around and back her straight on. It is easier to do it this way. And I am of the belief to try to work smarter, not harder, whenever possible. And so we'll back on here, get her hooked up, get her unloaded, and then we'll drop it right here because nobody else is running any water up here but me. And it's only this one load. So we'll drop this right on the pad. Even if somebody else were to come up, there's another pad right next to me. And now that I'm talking to you, I'm wiggling around too much. Now we're pretty well centered, I guess. Centered up enough, but I did do a little more wiggling than I would have liked to have done, but let's see, there we go. No, just a little bit more. There we go. We're in. We'll talk to you once we start unloading. All right, so we're hooked up, we're unloading, and actually turned into a pretty nice day even up here. It's breezy, and the breeze has a little bit of a bite to it, but it's warm enough that I don't need that hoodie anymore, and the sun is out. Those clouds from this morning dissipated. We got ourselves a beautiful sunny day, and all is good. So once we get this unloaded, like I said, we're gonna drop her right where she sits because we've got that lane over there and if somebody were to come up with water, but otherwise I don't think anybody's going to. So we can drop her right there, which is what everybody does, and we will go find our empty van to go down to Fogelsville with. Alright, so we're down here. We found the empty van and we're hooked up to it. We already did our pre-trip, took a little break. We're getting ready to go, but I'll tell you, sometimes I amaze myself. I turned the cameras on before I dropped the tank. I was gonna pull away from the tank with the cameras on, talk to you as I came down the road here looking for the empty, and I found it all the way down the end of the road, did the flip, got in front of it, pushed it back, hooked it up, and realized I didn't give it the voice command to turn the cameras on. So that video segment never happened, and it would have been a good one too, man. I had some good dialogue in it and everything else, and I just blew it. Every now and again I'll do that. I'll turn the cameras on to record a segment, and then I'll forget to tell it to actually start recording. So, but anyway, we're hooked up, we're ready to roll, and we'll talk to you on the way southbound. All right, so we got the van and we're rolling, and this time I did tell it, I did give it the command to do what it's gonna do. What did this dude do over here? I think he just ran up over the guardrail. To my left, coming off the freeway. I think he just ran up over the guardrail. I don't know, he got himself out of it, but I do believe he hit that guardrail. But what I turned the camera on for was to tell you guys that I'm sure glad I'm not doing Hazleton to Hazleton waters, because look at that northbound 81. She'd be a creepy crawling. There's construction down there just before you get off at 93. And so about a 2.5 to 3 mile traffic jam going down there. So I'd have to sit in that all day long, or I could go straight and go into town and then come back out 93 to get where I needed to go. Either way, it would have taken me a lot longer than normal to do what I was doing. So kind of glad I'm not doing those and that I'm doing the van. So I only had the one water load up here and in the van. As you know, a lot of times we bring a water load up here and then we do a couple, 3, 4, 5 of them out of that Hazleton well, which would make me take 81 northbound there. So we don't have to deal with that traffic. At least we shouldn't. I don't know if it's going to back up past the 924 ramp later on as the day goes on, but as of right now, I won't have to deal with it. I didn't deal with it coming in with the tanker, so. All right, busy place, but we are dropped and hooked. We're under the loaded trailer now. Dropped the empty one right next to this one. We're pre-tripped. We are ready to roll here in a few minutes. All we're gonna have to do is go out the back gate and print our paperwork, and then we'll be good to go up to Hazleton. So we'll talk to you later. All right, it is 2:52 p.m. and we are leaving. Now, I don't know which way I want to go here. It's not quite 3 o'clock yet, so I don't know how traffic is going to be. But, well, we'll try it. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. Hopefully I get out of here easy, because like I said, it's not quite 3 o'clock yet. Unless somebody lets out at 2:30 or 2:45. But it doesn't look too bad. 2 coming from my right, 2 coming from my left. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright, now I got 1 more coming from my right that came out of one of the driveways, but I think after that we'll be good if he hurries up, because he's gonna turn here. She's gonna turn here. Alright, we got it. We got it. That wasn't bad. Now this other one up here could be a little bit of a problem too, depending on what time some of these places let out. But it doesn't look too heavy yet. If somebody had just left out, there'd be a parade of cars coming around this curve here, and I don't think there's gonna be a problem. Well, we're gonna have to sit for a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4 coming. And we got too much weight to try to jump ahead of this one. There we go. All good. All good. So, and I just showed you this earlier, so we're not gonna show you running out this industrial park again. We'll talk to you somewhere along the way. All right, so the loaded van is dropped over on the other side, door 116. We're back over here. We got back under the tank, did a quick walk around, made sure the tires still had air in them, made sure the lights still work, all that good stuff. We're ready to go after we take a little break here, and then that'll be our day. We'll go down the hill and stop for fuel, and then go back to the yard, close everything out, and then head home. So it's gonna be a good day. A little longer maybe than if we would have done 3 straight water loads, but it's all good, and nothing really went wrong. So yeah, I should watch what I say, man. Knock on wood. But no, everything went well so far today. So like I said, all we got to do is go down the hill, get fuel, and head back to the yard. So we'll talk to you somewhere along the way or back there when we park it. All right, well, it's that time of day again. We need to stop and get ourselves a little bit of go-go juice so that my night shift partner can run her loads and not have to worry about fueling mid-shift. Now, in the technical sense, I used a quarter tank of fuel to do what I did today. In the technical sense, she would only use a quarter tank of fuel. So we could probably, well, we'd easily get 2 shifts out of it, probably get 3 shifts out of it before it needed fuel. But we just had this agreement that we top it off for each other every night. It doesn't take all that long. You know, the only time we won't is if this place is jammed up with trucks waiting to get fuel. But usually it's not. So we're gonna get ourselves in there, get ourselves some fuel, and then we will top off the DEF back at the yard. So here we are. All right, fueling is complete, and we are going to go. And this is what makes this so nice. Coming from the north, we just come in the way we came in, and then when we leave, we don't have to try to get out there onto the busy 309. We just have to get out here on the 895. And we just have to watch for anybody that's going to come across. But I don't think anybody is at the moment because there's traffic on 309, so we get going here. It is an easier and safer way to do it, but we can't do it if we're coming up from Allentown because you can't swing around and get into the pumps as easily, if at all. So we got to do it that way, but it works really nice when we can do it, or when I can do it. I don't know if anybody else does it, but I do it. Just started last week, and I like the idea, so I'm going to continue to do it. If I come down from the north, I'm going to fuel that direction and come out on the 895. If I come from the south, then I have to do it the way we used to do it. So, but anyway, we are making our way back to the shop. It's a little bit later tonight than some of the other nights, and it's trash night tonight, so I got to do all the garbage gathering and get it put out and everything else, plus have dinner. So I'm going to close this segment out right now instead of at the yard. We're just going to do our paperwork, post-trip the truck, and get out of there. So we'll talk to you in the next one, probably sometime next week.